Hello, my lovely Aquarius. This is your horoscope for September 2024. And September will catch you busy on your finances. Seems like quite a lot of financial month. And September will be one of the important months of 2024 because we have eclipse in September. And 2 weeks later, we have another eclipse in October. So these 2 months will be one of the important months of 2024. Also in September, we have two planets who will set the tone for your upcoming half year and even longer up until April. Now, let's begin from the start. September will begin with new moon in your 8th house. On 3rd of September, we had new moon, which happened in your financial house at 11 degrees, meaning those of you who were born around 29th of January were affected the most by this new moon. And new moon got a bad angle from Saturn. Now, Saturn is your ancient ruler, is the planet of hard work, is the planet of restrictions and responsibilities. Something, money came in together with heavy responsibility, seems like. And Saturn was situated in your 2nd house. Now, 2nd house is another financial house in astrology, which is your earned income house. New moon will get opposition from Saturn, meaning a bit of a harsh angle. And Saturn, being planet of responsibilities and heavy work, seems like whatever money is coming into your life from other people, other sources, because 8th house where new moon is happening is all about money that is coming from other financial institution, for example banks or governments. If you like receiving scholarship is here, receiving an alimony is here, like if that's your situation, or receiving a bank loan is also here now, and your taxes here too, because it's at the end of the day it's other people's money. And whatever opportunity will be presented by this new moon, in regards to sort of maybe investments, because 8th house is also investment house, inheritance house, or insurance house too. Now, the money that don't belong to you, let's say. But Saturn is making a position from your income house, and it might indicate that whatever money is coming will be going, at the same time, going out from your pocket. You might be needing that money to cover your needs. And it might be that the case, you might pour your own money, your earned income, into something, let's say into family budget, for example. 8th house is also the money that we share with our spouse, for example. And to pour into some sort of project with business partners, for example, there might be a situation that you will need to pour your earned money there. Now, new moons are all about new beginnings, as you might know, and always allow new moons 5 days before and 5 days after to manifest into your life, meaning around this 3rd of September. Ruler of the new moon, Mercury, because new moon is happening in your 8th house, and your 8th house is ruled by Mercury, planet of communication, commerce, and trade. Now, Mercury, and also, signing contracts planet, Mercury will be in shadow period. It came just from its retrograde period, it came out, and it's taking slowly its pace, getting it back, regaining its faster speed, but it's still slow. It's not moving backwards already, but it's moving forwards, but anyhow in a slow motion. And that Mercury will receive harsh angle from Uranus, planet of surprises and shocking news. Now, Uranus will be situated in your 4th house, family house. And Uranus went retrograde on 1st September. We will talk about this a bit later. Now, both these planets' interaction indicate something in your past, or someone in your past. There might be situation related to your past too. Like, because Mercury will be in your committed partnerships house. Seems like whatever money situation or any other situation that will come up by this new moon, it might be related to your spouse or steady sweetheart, like long-term partner. And it might be related to real estate, or just about some person's situation, like your husband's or your wife's or your mother's, because Uranus is in your 4th house, and 4th house specifically focuses on mother. If it's not anything related to family, it might be related to real estate, as I said, or to moving somewhere, changing one home to another, or like immigrating, relocating completely to another country or city, because Uranus is there, and it might give sudden move. Especially, the news might come from your sweetheart, announcing and deciding that you need to move somewhere, new place, and you might take that news not so in a positive light. But heavy planets, karmic planets, Neptune and Pluto will save the day, will try to save the day in that relationship and whatever situation is there in your family, because they will be sending amazing beams to that Uranus to make it softer. And Uranus is actually your ruler, my dear Aquariuses. Neptune and Pluto will try to make it milder effects, let's say, of Uranus. So news might not be not so shocking, but let's say unexpected sort of thing, might catch you by surprise. And, because it's also happening in your 7th house and 4th house, these two planets are communicating from those houses. It might be totally related to your business partner, because 7th house, as I said, it's a contractual agreements house and also committed business partnership house. If you say in family everything is fine and everything going well, then it might be about your business partnerships, and something there might shock you, especially related to the location of that business or headquarters of that business, or the building where that business is located. Could be an issue there, like the building itself where the business is based. If your business is related to real estate, then this is exactly this new moon is addressing your situation, my dear Aquariuses. On another note, this new moon happening in your 8th house might indicate to conception, to a baby boom, my dear Aquariuses. You might find out you're pregnant, or you might find out some valuable information about your pregnancy. And it might be, maybe you will make a gender party, let's say, or something related to this fertility, pregnancy journey. And especially, it might need your financial situation, it might be concerning your financial situation. Your concerns might be around how you're going to finance that baby, let's say, how you're going to finance your pregnancy period and all the stuff. You might be a bit of in a worry period here, but no worries, my dear Aquariuses. Universe has your back, as I said. Do not worry about finances, and do not worry about their journey, whatever will be there, because 8th house is the house of critical situations. It's a bit a house of crisis there. But I would like to tell you to calm down and trust the universe. Universe has its best for you. And as simple as that, it might be related also to what you intake in terms of food, because you are pregnant, let's say, or because you're on a journey to your pregnancy, like especially those of you who are resorting to methods of in vitro or adoption, those things, you might change what you eat, and your diet is changing, sort of what you are intaking, food is changing. And of course, for logical reasons. This might be, the new moon's news might be as simple as that, my dear Aquariuses. Now, let's talk about Mercury, the ruler of the new moon. Mercury will be very interesting in September. It will light up your 3 areas of your life. In the beginning of September, your mind, because Mercury rules our mind, our thoughts. Where is your thoughts, my dear Aquariuses? Now, your thoughts and your mind might be around your sweetheart, steady partner, long-term partner, or spouse, if you married, or your business partner, for those of you who say, I'm not in love and love is not right now a priority in my life or a situation in my life. Because 7th house, that Mercury will transit during the beginning of September, is all about committed partnerships and contractual agreements. You might be signing some sort of important papers. You might be forging some important agreements in the beginning of September. Or you might be quite a lot of thinking or communicating with your spouse and thinking about him or her, or maybe it's about their situation. There is a lot of going on between you and your long-term partner, my dear Aquariuses. And also it might be about your exes too, if you're in a divorce. Why I say that? Because on 9th of September, when Mercury rules into your 8th house, moves into your 8th house, that it rules, Mercury will make you busy, your mind busy about your fertility journey, about conception, if that's your wish, about your baby that you're waiting for, if that's your case, and also about the budget, family budget. It doesn't matter with your ex-husband or with the now-to-be husband or wife. If there is an 8th house, it's a family budget house, like how much you share into the same bucket with your sweetheart. Your mind might be there too. for the most of September. Now, 8th house is also investment houses. It's other people's money houses. When Mercury moves there, it might bring the news from that new moon, because new moon appeared in that 8th house. Or you might start investing into some cryptos, coins, like financial instruments, and you might get involved into that, or maybe, learning something there. And the 8th house is also all about bank loans, taxes. You might be submitting or resubmitting, applying some sort of quite a lot of paperwork around your taxes, around your, let's say, bank loan that you want to take, or any other financial institutions, And for some of you, it might be about inheritance. You might get busy in whole September about writing a will or receiving an inheritance, And some of you, because 8th house is the house of mystic, it's a mystical house of our psychological mind. It's also house of esoterics, that we cannot explain. Some of you might be quite invested and interested in those subjects, like astrology, numerology, and sort of most of September, you might be reading a lot and trying to search for information around those topics too. Or simply you might start a therapy, like psychological therapy, like going to healing your inner and childhood wounds, let's say, traumas, because Mercury will give you that, let's say, power to think deeper while it's in your 8th house, to think deep down, let's say. But by the end of September, when Mercury hits your 9th house, that will be the time when you will be thinking about travel, because 9th house is all about travel. Seems like you might be booking tickets or buying tickets by the end of September, after 26th of September. Or for some of you, it might be about education. You might start learning something, taking up some courses. And those courses might start in the end of September. Or even some of you guys might start a degree courses, like earning a degree. For example, going to universities. Or simply like gathering the documents to apply for such, let's say, studying institutions. Or short-term courses could be too here. Now, also 9th house is all about legal cases. So if you are involved there into some legal case, or you're just following, by the end of September, you might receive some news around that legal case that you've been waiting for. Some sort of news coming in here. Now, 9th house is also house of all things related foreign. As I said, you might be gathering the documents for visa, for like travel documents, maybe applying for passport or for citizenship, and even immigration is here too. 9th house covers immigration too. So when Mercury hits there, because it's a little postman of the universe, it delivers, messages and makes you busy, makes your mind busy with one or two topics of the 9th house. My dear Aquariuses. For some of you, it might be about publishing a book, because 9th house covers publishing. Like you might get busy by the end of September with editors or with journals, or you might start, let's say, or continue writing your work, your masterpiece that you want to publish, like your book or your article or any other sort of, writing work there. Research could be too, if you are a researcher. Now, this is all happens by the end of September. Now let's talk about Mars. Where is your effort in September? And Mars will be one of the important planets in September, because Mars will set the tone for an upcoming half year. On 4th of September, Mars, planet of action, planet of desire and motivation, moves into your 6th house. Now, this is an amazing place to host Mars, because as soon as Mars enters your 6th house, it will activate the topic of the half year. Why so long? It's very unusual for Mars to stay in one place that long, but because Mars will be retrograding this year, that's why it will stay so long, and it will leave that 6th house briefly while it will be moving backwards, but then will return to that 6th house on 6th of January, right after New Year, to leave finally only in April 2025. That's how long universe using Mars, through Mars, telling you something to focus your attention there. Something needs your attention and you need to deal with that area of your life. Now let's talk about 6th house. What is that area of your life? Now, 6th house is all about work. It's all about our daily activities, our responsibilities, and also our health, our well-being. Now, Mars retrogrades every 2 years, and it makes us during its retrograde focus, on some point. And here is your sixth house. For some of you, you might get busy starting from September at work, like working extra hard or trying to find work, let's say applying to positions or changing something, or your work might get busy so much, quite a lot of assignments, quite a lot of clients or services that you're going to provide, and quite a lot of demand might be there, and which is great, right, for workaholic Aquariuses, some of you guys, because Mars also naturally in your natal chart, it rules third house. Now, third house is all things communication and commerce and trade. So if your job, actually any work, any job that you do might get busy with quite a lot of requests, inquiries and emails, chats, and a lot of things, for some of you guys. And for some of you, it might be totally about health. You might get busy around your health situation, like quite a lot of going to a hospital for checkups for whatever reason. It may be that you're pregnant, or it may be that you are concerned about something, and you will have to, go to hospital or to clinics for a lot of checkups, and it will last until April 2025, my dear Aquariuses. So take good care of your well-being. But Mars in the sixth house also might give sort of surgeries as well, planned or unplanned, because Mars rules all things sharp. And in the sixth house, in your house of health, here you need to take extra care and avoid all things sharp, But anyhow, no worries here. You might be fixing your teeth, let's say, because they need some sort of treatment, and inserting some implants and all the stuff. Like, it might be as simple as that, because sixth house rules our bones too, and Mars in the sixth house will give us also a drive to do sport, because sixth house is a sport house. You might change your lifestyle, my dear Aquariuses. You might be taking up like Pilates courses or hitting a gym, and you might be so consistent with that up until April, and this will be a good period to do while Mars will be in your sixth house. Now, let's talk about eclipse, which is happening on 18th of September. We have full moon lunar eclipse in your second house, 25 degrees. Now, those of you who are born around 12th of February will be affected the most by this eclipse. Now, here I would like to briefly mention about this eclipse, but I will make a separate video where I will give you more details, because this is a very huge event that will be happening, and it deserves totally separate video. But here, let me tell you briefly what's going on there. Now, full moons are all about conclusions. They conclude something in your life, or they get rid of, they help you to get rid of something or someone in your life that is already not serving its purpose, let's say, or excessive, or let's say that you need to empty a space to a new energy to come in, more positive one. And eclipses, they work that way, We are, as humans, we are often reluctant to let go of someone or something, but eclipses come in and they rid everything, tear apart, and we feel sometimes sort of urgency to it, of our decision, and even resistance. But trust the universe. That is always better way. Universe knows better, and at the end of, after some time, you might be thinking back and telling yourself that was the right decision, and that was the right things happened at this period, let's say, during these eclipses. Now, this full moon also works in a way that they put attention into something or someone in your life that needs your, let's say, reaction, that maybe you have been ignoring or not noticing. And it's happening in your financial house, earned income house, and it's conjunct ruler of this eclipse, Neptune. Now, Neptune is the planet of magic, but also planet of illusions. There might be something confusing there, because Neptune is connected to fog, It might be foggy, meaning confusing. There's some piece of information. And I would like to tell you, allow always eclipses 2 months before and 2 months after. That's how strong eclipses in influence, because this eclipse will have power of 10 full moons, not just one. That's why it's so influential in the long run. You might have gotten your news already by the end of July or by the end of August, or you might get your news now, and some of you guys might be getting news only by the end of October or November. So during eclipses, nothing is visible. There is low visibility, meaning everything is so dusty, let's say. Nothing is visible, nothing is clear, and everything is confusing. Always allow eclipse to fall into its place with all the details, by giving you all the details, which usually happens by the after 2 months. So by the end of November, and make the decision of what's happened only in December, because decisions made during the eclipse season, right on those days that are happening, usually very hard to change. They are irreversible decisions. They are like a stamp of the universe. So make your decision only in December, and take good care, my dear Aquariuses. Now, this eclipse will be met by harsh angle from Jupiter. Now, Jupiter somehow won't be so friendly to that eclipse, and Jupiter is, itself is the planet of happiness and luck in astrology, and it's our big angel. It's the most happy planet in our universe, and it will be situated in your 5th house, house of joy, house of children. But it will be sending harsh beams to that eclipse. An eclipse is happening in your 2nd house. It seems like, there is 1 or 2 sources of your income are closing here. It might be just one source. If you will be reluctant to let go of your income source, don't be. Let it go, because it's not working anymore into your favor, my dear Aquariuses. That's what the universe is trying to tell you. Something better is coming your way. Let it be. Let the life go as it is, and let the universe do its job, especially in this case eclipses. And 2nd house is like, as I said, it's an income house. If you might be quitting your job here, you might be losing your job here, or you simply might be losing business, could be too. Whatever there is giving you sort of income here, some money, some support, there is a risk that you might lose that, because it's a full moon, it's a conclusion, it's taking out, like going from your life. And Jupiter is in your 5th house. It might be that you quite enjoyed that whatever you are losing, like a job or a position, or maybe your business, and it might be related to mostly to your own business and to something that you enjoyed, something that connected to your talents and to your hobbies. But if it's not serving purpose, it's just excessive energy in our life. You will build much better things in your life if you free up space. That's what these eclipses are trying to tell you. So don't cling on those things that are already dead, let's say. My dear Aquarius, this is my advice for you as your astrologer. Now, Jupiter will be in the 5th house. It might be also about your children's situation. Maybe there will be a possibility that you will have to sort of withdraw their admission to some sort of extra classes, as an example, Or it might be also that there might be a financial issue to your business. Either it's not profitable, either like someone like your business partners or those financial institutions won't be so willing to finance them, as an example, my dear Aquariuses. And it seems like you have already a wish in your heart, or a goal in your heart, in your mind, and sort of a hope for a better job or better future, and sort of you already visioned it. Because of that, let's say eclipse wants you to change some things in your life related to your occupation here, because Jupiter naturally rules your 11th house in your natal chart. So it's a house of future, house of your hopes and wishes, house of dreams. Now, 11th house is also house of friendships. It might be because of a friend. Let's say one or two of your friends, like you together, decided to open something new, and because of that, you won't have time for the things that you have now as your income source. That's why you will have to close and get rid of that, so that you have full your attention and capacity and your efforts dedicated to what you are planning to do with your friends. It might be some sort of club too, or social community, like it might be 10 people that you want to do something together, so there is sort of one sacrifice for something else, could be. And you might also, inner sort of intuition might tell you this, and you will be on the right path, my dear Aquariuses. There is also a possibility that you might find out that you are, let's say, expecting a baby, which will not be so much welcome news as to, that aspect that is Jupiter is making from your kid's house. But, because it's happening in your values house, you might be changing your priorities in life. You might be changing your values, what you value in life. If you've been a workaholic before, now because you've got this situation, you might be switching, your priorities. Now, family is coming forth, for example, or relationships. This as an example, my dear Aquariuses. And because second house is also all about material possessions, like those expensive things like real estate, a car, or jewelries. It might be also, for example, the business that you want to open will require a lot of money. That's why you might be selling those material possessions that you have. This could be the situation too for some of you, my dear Aquarius. Now, anyhow, the grounding force during this eclipse will be heavy planets, karmic planets, slow planets. They will save this eclipse because they will welcome this eclipse. They will love this eclipse and they will support it. Because, there will be the thing called grand trine during this eclipse from the earth houses. Now, that's why it's a grounding force will be something amazing happening during this eclipse, and whatever will be off, let's say, or something that you don't like, or some person might come in, or might fall out from your world and life. At the end of the day, these karmic planets will be showing support, and your inner part will be knowing for sure that that was necessary, that was the right things to do, let's say. And here especially your family will be supportive of you, and of course, as I said, your intuition will be sharp as knife. Now, and lastly, Sun on 22nd of September moves into your ninth house. In the beginning I said Mercury on 26th of September moves into your ninth house, and by the end of the September, you will be busy with your travel and education, in some cases legal cases. So when Mercury moves there on 26th September, it will find Sun that already is there from 22nd of September, and these two planets will make you, like, your life and your attention, your mind, to totally switch into your ninth house related area of your life, which is travel, which is immigration, everything related to foreign things like foreign documents, people, languages. You might start learning a new language, like foreign language, or education also could be the case. And some of you by the end of September might get busy around your writing, masterpiece. You might be busy with your publishers or editors or yourself, fixing and rewriting the parts that you want in your book or research or article. And lastly, I would like to also add something about Uranus, your ruler. As I said in the beginning, now 1st of September, your ruler, planet of surprises, moves backwards. Start moving backwards, meaning slowing down in your house of family until 30th of January. Now, for the next 5 months, this will be the second planet to, set this, push the button of that another area of your life that will be in your mind, because Uranus is the planet, of karmic planets. It's a slow-moving planet, and it affects us on a more spiritual level, on a more mental level, and our spiritual growth kind of happens during this retrograde. Now, while Uranus will be retrograde in the 4th house, you might have quite a lot of, let's say, a couple of deja vu moments, like something happened before moments. I'm experiencing the same things moments, and most importantly and interestingly, you might be experiencing the same things during same period, like last year, because Uranus went retrograde exactly from September until January last year too. And in some cases, you might be, some thoughts in your mind might be popping up about your family, like decisions that you've made, if they were right. From last September until this year, January, you might be thinking if you've done the right things, or just reflecting back to those events, situations, and people that happened during this period last year. And it might repeat itself this year too. They might be coming back this year into your life too, my dear Aquariuses. And it's more of a, like, as I said, happening mental way. You might not be telling these things, but it's sort of a background tape which is always on. and you're thinking, let's say, time to time when you're daydreaming, for example. Now, this was your horoscope for September. Stay tuned for the video of Lunar Eclipse, where I give you huge and all the details, huge information and all the details about what's to come with this eclipse. Don't forget to check your rising sign and moon sign too, because they are important. It might be that your rising sign is more stronger now, or your moon sign is stronger, that they might give you the clue what's going on in your life. And stay on the positive side, my dear Aquariuses. If we are in a positive side, that's how our month will go. Love you all. Bye bye.